Good evening, everybody. Justin Sparks from Inside the Polygon. It is March the 1st, 2016, the first day of meteorological spring, and not a more appropriate day to talk about what we have to look forward to on this year's planting season. Real quick, check it out, facebook.com. You can find us at Inside the Polygon, LLC. That's our Facebook page where we put out a lot of current information. It's a great place to keep up with what's going on. But let's talk about this planting season right now. From the soil moisture content, we're going to look at what we're looking at right here today as of February 29th, or a day ago. All of Indiana is above average on their soil moisture content, which means the ground is saturated and ready to go. If your Indianapolis points south, you're slightly more saturated than the points north, but all of Indiana looks like it's good and healthy to get things planted as we go forward here. We're going to take a quick look at temperature and precipitation probabilities across all of March, and then we're going to look at March, April, and May. This is the 1 month temperature probability. EC means it's going to be average temperatures for what we'd expect across the month of March. All of Indiana fits in that category except the far northeast corner, and they're going to be slightly above average. During that same time period for precipitation, conversely, all of Indiana is below average on the precipitation. The far south is going to be wetter or wet and above average. All of the central part of the United States is going to be just at normal. And then we get to the southern part of Indiana, we're going to be slightly less than normal. And then basically Indianapolis and points north, moderately below normal precipitation. And then that northwest corner is going to be far below. When we look at this is not a everyday forecast. This is a 30-day average. And that's what we're expecting across this time period. So that's our March 30-day period, both temperature and precipitation. We'll go one step further and look at this across the 3-month. This represents the average temperature forecast for March, April, and May, all through the planting season and the early growing season. And that shows all of Indiana is going to be above normal temperatures, with the bottom third of Indiana north of Terre Haute, just south of Indianapolis, and then down towards the Cincinnati area are going to be just above average temperatures, with the majority of central Indiana moderately above average, and in the far northeast corner markedly above average temperature across the 3-month period. When we look at precipitation for this time period, whereas our temperatures are going to be higher than normal, our precipitation across the entire state of Indiana will be below average for what we'd expect across this 3-month time period. The bottom third of Indiana in the slightly, or 50 to 55% average, and then a majority of here in central Indiana from south of Indianapolis all the way up here, except for points around Marshall, Indiana, they're going to be well below average. So when we take a look at this across the month of March, the month of March is going to have us, in summary here, we're starting with a good soil moisture content. We're going to be normal temperatures across March. We're going to be slightly below normal on precipitation. And then our 3-month average is going to hold temperatures above normal for us across all of Indiana. It just depends on where you're at as to how high it's going to be. And precipitation, again, being below average. That's what we can expect across the 3-month period. Like I said, we may have days when it's very rainy, but this is looking at across a lengthy period of time and what the overall averages are. So if you're interested in getting more information on what we can provide for you, if you do a farming operation and you need to know what the weather looks like coming up, when it's going to rain, what the soil content's going to be like, stop by InsideThePolygon.com, click on the contact section, which is up here on the far right. Drop us an email, tell us what your needs are, and we'd be glad to work out a solution that's going to be good for you and to make the most bang for your buck and make sure that your effort brings the most dividend. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great night.